Good evening, Addies. Hello, I am Mecha McCheese, formerly known as Huge Ass, accused of being Mike Oxmall, and accompanied by two very fine veteran gentlemen, Sergeant Richard Davidson and Ball.
Yep, Sergeant Ball from
Sergeant Ball. That's right. Today we're talking about some contentious things. And Dr. Anak, I think he commented on our last video, and he was interested in this topic. So you're in the right place, Dr. Anak. But we're talking about the National Guard kneeling, the current protests, our perspective on it. Is it all right to do stuff like that in uniform? And probably just some banter between veterans. We're all sergeants here. We're here for Sergeant's Time Training. Thank you for joining us. Stay in formation, and we'll talk to you guys at the end of the ride. But anyway, Sergeant Davison, Sergeant Ball, how you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. I got my whiskey. I got my Coke.
There you go.
I just got done smoking a cigar, and I was actually going to grab my whiskey. It's a fine Japanese varietal. Pretty excited to get.
Yeah, this
is
Sergeant Ball's first time on the show. We just me and Sergeant Davison decided there's some stuff we wanted to talk about. We're all in kind of the same circle of indie comics and stuff like that. So we just decided to talk a little bit about our experiences and just have a good time with it. Share some time with some veterans and things like that. Let me say hello to some early arrivals: Zombie Nomicon, Dr. Anak, Timote Best. And Dr. Anak asks, what's active duty Army attitude towards National Guard? I know USMC reservists were always viewed as weekend warrior wannabes. And I'll answer for myself. I'll say that I kind of detested them. Once in a while, we'd see them wearing like National Guard tags where you should have U.S. Army, stuff like that. So I don't know. I went to basic with like... When I went to basic, I was like one of 7 people out of 200 in the battery that were regular Army. So it was kind of weird.
When I went through basic, I think my class, I was one of 10 that were actually going into active duty at the time. The rest of the class was National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to call them the Nasty Guard the entire time I was in. And then here I am, years later.
Twice.
Yeah, Nasty Girls.
Yep.
I'm a nasty girl now.
Get it? Because it's NG.
But yeah, typically Nasty Guard's usually called that for a reason. And it shows.
Yeah, for me, I think they have less discipline. They just don't live the life,
Well, they try too hard is the problem. Like you have, like during my time in the Guard, I went from like active duty to Guard, so my transition there was painful. It's extremely slow, painfully slow. But how do we say this? You're trying to get 30 days worth of training and paperwork done, everything from like PMCSs to counselings and promotions and shit like that. Trying to get 30 days worth of that crap done in 2 days. Yeah. And so, yeah.
It's training is one of those things that I don't know what the guy's name is right now, but it seems like the current Sergeant Major of the Army, the regular Army, seems to have made it a little more of a priority than it was when I was in. And I can't remember who that guy was.
Daily?
Daily.
I think Daily focused on things that really weren't important, like taking selfies. Yeah. Though I will applaud him for bringing back the pinks and greens. That's a good uniform. I don't think we should have ever left.
A fucking outstanding uniform.
Right. Yeah, it's much better than the blue ones. What are we, the fucking Air Force?
Right.
But
shit, the Air Force is biting off our style with their uniform change.
Well, since you're new to the show, Sergeant Ball, you want to tell us a little bit about your experience briefly?
Oh yeah, sure. So I
Just don't
joined the
go all
army.
captain at the end of a Friday formation on us, all right?
Oh, huh? So to piggyback off what the commander said,
Yeah.
so I joined the Army, and like right after 9/11, I was one of those kids. I've been in multiple different units. I started out in Charlie Company 327 Signal, went to 2nd JCS, and I've been around the Army a hot minute. I got out back in 2014, got out active duty and joined the National Guard then. That's when I joined 79th IBCT. But now I work with the Reserve Sustainment Battalion, and all I do is just train poolies and recruits all day. So that's my short bio.
Yeah. And Dr.
Nice.
Enoch asks, what are pinks and greens? That's the latest dress uniform for the Army. So
Well,
for balls, formal stuff, promotion board, stuff like that. That's what you wear for that.
Yeah, it's a throwback to the World War II uniform.
Yeah.
Still don't know why they call it pink.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. But all right, let me ask you this. What's your favorite cadence, and would you do it all over again?
I would have to say my favorite cadence is Napalm Sticks to Kids.
Oh, yeah.
You
can tell a lot about somebody by their favorite cadence.
Well, there's also a Peter Cottontail, but at least my version of Peter Cottontail, because it always just trips people out when you go into like psycho mode. Because you start off, because you start that you're supposed to start that cadence off like nice and upbeat, like here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Crack! What was that? AK! You just go all crazy with it. Yeah, it's nuts. I love that cadence.
I've never met
Napalm
you
Sticks
before,
to Kids.
but I know you.
Pretty dope. And yeah, I would definitely do it all again. There are some things I would change, but that's having the wisdom of a 37-year-old man and not the wisdom of an 18-year-old punk kid like I was back then.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, let's definitely go back and do it all over again.
Yeah. My girl's a special girl.
She's in the hospital. I buy her oxygen to keep her
alive.
That's kind of what the show's about. Dr. Enoch said that. I think Dr. Enoch, you're a Marine veteran, which we're all Army guys here, so get the fuck out of here. Just kidding. You're welcome. Yeah, Cummings is
Navy. Squid.
Yep. But yeah, so the reason we're here today is we kind of want to talk a little bit about loyalty, but we were going to do that in light of the recent fracturing we saw in a weak campaign, I'll say lately. But there was something more pressing that came up. This National Guard story. What are your guys' take on this? And Dr. Enoch is an official crayon eater. Look at that.
Oh, nice. Huh. Well, we'll have to send them some crayons.
Yeah,
I have a special box of 8. Just has your name written all over it.
That's right. So what do you guys? So we looked at the footage of this incident before the show. We were discussing it. My official stance was they needed to consider being looked at for a court-martial and or firing squad for what they did. And you guys were kind of horrified hearing me say that. Obviously, there's a little hyperbole there. But then we watched the video, and you guys kind of took my side on things because I'm definitely a genius and very handsome.
Well, after seeing the totality of the situation, we were making assumptions based on what the video that we had seen before. And I was like trying to give these guys the benefit of the doubt, like Sergeant Ball here said, maybe they took a knee or something.
Yeah, it could have been anything. Like, you're out there, everyone here is pulled guard duty or some sort of watch, and you're in 60 pounds of gear for any more than 2 hours. And your feet get tired. They could have been taking a knee, because we've all gotten that in that formation, like, hey, everybody take a knee, drink water. It could have been that something. I doubt it was that, but it could have been something like that, and then they got surrounded, or someone got a quick photo op. I I was giving them the benefit of the doubt that because the California Guard's mission is unique in that we do a lot of community outreach, that, hey, this could have been a community outreach moment. But after seeing the footage and watching the captain do what he did, and it was like, oh, man, I just went to bat for you, and now I'm in mud. So
yeah, because I was arguing on Twitter, it's a violation of the DoD directive, and actually a few articles of the UCMJ. Because you're not supposed to protest in uniform, and that's what it looked like. That's what it appeared to me. And then, I was going to respectfully argue that with you, but then we saw the video, and then we're both like, oh
man, like,
oh no.
I mean, I hate being wrong, and it's okay to be wrong, but man, this just hurts because these are guys like I actually work and serve with. These are the 118 Cav guys. So I've done many exercises with them. They're a good group of dudes, but this, at least from a leadership standpoint, is definitely unacceptable between the officer and the senior enlisted guy on ground. I actually thought it was a different command team that was there. I thought it was more of the flag office that was working there, but now I see it's like company level. It's like, ooh, that makes it a little bit more harder to swallow.
Yeah,
and a lot more harder to defend.
So you actually know these guys?
Yeah, I know of these guys. I definitely know the units. We've done many exercises together. Like I said, there's 2 units in particular that are out there right now. It's 160 and 118 Cav. That's actually out of our other city that's here. I can't say too much because of OPSEC, blah blah blah. Yeah. But I do know the units. I do know their commanders. I do know their 6 shops, as we used to work very well closely together. I actually know one of their snipers, Dusty. Is a good battle buddy of mine while we were training recruits in RSP. So I know these guys, and I know they're a good group of guys, and I know they don't want to be out there having to pull security or having to throw lead down range at their fellow Americans, because these are their friends, their family that are out there protesting, and they don't want to take any action that's going to just destroy their relationship with the community. However, it looks like their leadership did that for them, and I really should be careful how I word that. If this comes back to me, but
for me, not only is it a clear violation of that DoD directive, but personally, I think that senior NCO needs, the leadership team needs a relief for cause at very least.
Agreed.
General letter of reprimand, and quite possibly field grade Article 15s all around. Because it's egregious. It's egregious that they would do that in uniform. It's one thing to go out and participate in a peaceful march or a political event out of uniform. It's another thing entirely to be in uniform and on duty and do these things.
And I got the incident in question on screen. Is this the right one, or is it?
Yep, that was the right one. Kiki Palmer.
Yeah. So, yeah, just so everyone knows what we're talking about, it's this incident right here, and we got the video. But
this is so tough to watch.
Yeah,
because honestly,
everybody hold hands.
Like, so before you hit play on this, like, I wanted to get the benefit of the doubt, and here's why. So the National Guard is known to do a lot of community outreach programs. We actually have a program where we take at-risk kids and we put them through kind of like a mini boot camp. It's called like the Challenger program. And it's been really successful. And it's actually a position that you really got to fight for. It's a really great position. It's full-time. It's full-time. So you get paid like your active duty pretty much. It's a full-time slot, and it's really awesome. It's really competitive. And so I was trying to give it that benefit of the doubt. And also to the California National Guard, mainly like my brigade is also known for participating in the Pride Parade. I showed the link to Sergeant Davison earlier, and I was like, so this to me kind of falls in line with what we normally do. Yeah. But then watching the video and hearing the exchange, it was like, oh God, no, you no.
It goes back to military bearing, standards and discipline, just respect to the uniform, that kind of thing. And singing Piranha, we will show the video in just a minute. It's pretty disappointing to me as a veteran. I'm sure these guys too.
I will say, or I do want to say before you start the video, just to piggyback on what Sergeant Ball there was saying.
Yeah, piggyback what the commander was saying.
Yeah, just piggyback. Dude, I respect and love my National Guard guys.
Well,
it's a difficult mission that they're doing out there, but this, to me, is inexcusable.
Yeah, like I said, a little bit of hyperbole, but Court Martial letter of reprimand, 4856 for the enlisted guys. Woo! I think you got pretty mad last night, didn't you, Sergeant Davidson?
Oh, dude, I was fucking. My inner NCO was.
I just ignored you.
Flying off the fucking handle.
Yeah, I don't know. Hello.
Hey, Brian, you're going robot.
Yeah. Is he still there? Sergeant Ball. Parade rust.
Febreze.
There you go.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, we need to. I think. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I don't know what they were thinking, man. So, yeah, you guys ready for the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking play it.
All right, I'm gonna hit play. Let me know if the sound's not working.
You have a president talking about the Second Amendment as a use for people to come out here and use firearms against the people that are protesting. This is the messages that we're seeing. I don't know if you on social media because the news don't tell you everything, but you have to pay attention to what's going on, or else we have a president that's trying to incite a race war, and when the borders are closed.
So one thing I want to point out, just so we're doing commentary and fair use and all that, is that this lady has very red nails.
Those are definitely not in regs.
Not in regs. So she's not anyone to be giving orders is my greater point.
Yes, and the fact that all of her statements are like the president or not, doesn't matter. But she's using a lot of very hyperbolic and inflammatory language towards the president.
Yep.
So that having a little bit more context to, this incident, it's like, okay, this definitely is, the icing on the cake for us, making it worse.
Yeah, this is not good. Not good.
Not good at all.
All right, let's keep going.
You can't leave. You have people in here that need your help. This is when you and y'all stand together with the community, with society, to stop the governmental oppression. Period. We need you.
That's not on these soldiers.
Can you do me a favor?
So here's right before it all goes wrong for this captain.
Yeah, at this moment he had realized he had fucked up.
Record scratch, freeze frame. You might be wondering how I got here.
I will give him credit for not marching with the crowd, because that would open up a whole new can of worms. They're talking like dereliction of duty and that whole pathway. I will give him
your
credit
post.
for that. Yep. Disobeying
he'd
the
be
law.
in Leavenworth.
Conduct unbecoming of an officer.
I mean, he's already done that past this point, regardless. So,
yeah. That after this
incident as a result of people watching too many movies and getting their moral compass from the media of all people. Yep.
So if I can, his internal commentary is like, so if I could just pinpoint the moment where my career ended, I could say it happened right about here.
Take a kneel. Can you take a kneel? I don't know. It ain't enough for me.
So here's the other thing he went wrong with. She asked him to take a kneel.
Yeah.
Not only is it a political statement, but it's a tactical mistake. If you and your men take a kneel around being surrounded by all these people, that is a tactical no-no.
Do you see the look of concern from his sergeant here?
Yeah, but
Like
you know,
what?
he's not winning any points for me.
Nope.
Actually, if we could just kind of switch to my screen real quick.
Sure. We'll come back to the video
to share this. So this is what I saw the other day, and you can see there's Captain K. I'm not going to put out his whole name, but there's Captain K right there. There's his lieutenant. There's his NCO. I don't know if that's their first sergeant or not, but as you see the video, watch the video from Channel 7 play, you can see like they're surrounded and their soldiers are right there in between. So if these guys are taking a knee and these protesters had all of a sudden decided to get violent, these guys are already fucked.
now.
Like I said, it's a tactical mistake.
Well, they've got M16s on them too.
What's that?
They got M16s on them too. So, like, if these protesters had taken their weapon, if they were loaded.
Yep. I don't remember seeing if their slings were attached by carabiner or not, but you know their weapons could have already been yanked, passed through the crowd. About the time this person could get to the nearest guy, just the one guy, you still have these two that are being attacked and assaulted. So again, really horrible mistake. No, they weren't loaded. You can actually think you can see it from right here.
Oh, so they're just baseball batting that shit?
Yep. No one's locked and loaded at all. No one's loaded. So they're all in green status, as we would call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so nobody's red?
Yeah, nobody's red. Everybody's sitting here green. But you can just see how uncomfortable the lieutenant looks being surrounded like this. And then, you know, their commander's just putting him in a situation that isn't ideal. I'm pretty sure he started out with like the best intention of just addressing the crowd and try to make sure, like, I'm still trying to give him like the benefit of the doubt. I still am, because this would be me.
This is.
But I would be out there just trying to tell the crowd, like, hey, you know, we're not here to shoot anybody. We're just here to make sure like nothing gets out of hand. We're here to help make sure the police keep the peace. We're also here to make sure no harm comes to you, because they're supposed to be there to ensure that the protesters are able to exercise their First Amendment rights and make sure that the community is protected.
Right.
But
in theory.
But we'll go back to your screen now. But you can just see how south this goes.
Yeah. Let me see. So pretty sure they're just baseball bats. Zombie says all he had to say was no, ma'am. Agree. Only in Hollywood. Yep. It's really like he thought he was in a movie. We're not sure of his training background either. You could be friendly and respectful to people doing their rights without anything remotely like this. Yeah, it's it's an easy conversation to have because there's so much to talk about. Honestly, this is like, fuck.
Right, and even right now, I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm starting to get pinged back from my compatriots down in Brigade, and I'll tell you what my boss man says. He's like, I'm done. I'm never going back to the line ever again. Fuck this. Like, that's how bad this has gotten.
Oh my god.
Well, all right. I will say this just to bring it back to today's topic, loyalty. This commander is showing absolutely no loyalty to his subordinates at all. I mean, he's put them all in a dangerous situation that could have potentially went very south very fucking quick. Where's the loyalty there to your people? You're putting them in a situation in which they may have to make a decision to defend themselves. It's unnecessary and it's unwarranted, in my opinion.
So I just got word back. That's their commander XO and that's their first sergeant. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh god.
So that makes it even worse. Here, I'm gonna shoot this over to you, Sergeant Davis.
Oh my god.
Just so you can just see how upset.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Let me play the rest of this.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Here we go. Oh shit.
I don't know. They ain't enough for me. They ain't enough for me. They ain't enough for me.
Did you see the sergeant right there? He was like, "Yeah, good job, sir."
Me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you take a kneel? Can you take a kneel? I don't know. They ain't enough for me. They ain't enough for me.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my God. Okay, pause it. Pause it. Fucking pause it. Mecca, fucking pause this shit. Okay, so I'm sure Sergeant Paul will be right back. He dropped out. He probably was sending me something. Anyway,
he's back already. Hang on.
Okay,
I got so angry.
I want to say that fucking first sergeant was tapping his commander on the shoulder. It seemed like he was saying, "Get the fuck up, sir."
Don't
but
do this.
Then he's like, "Oh, yeah," and then he's like, "Oh, we doing this? I guess we're doing this. So we're gonna fucking do it." That's wrong. Hey, Top, you shouldn't have done that.
His career's going down the drain by staying loyal to that commander. If you just go back a little bit,
sure.
Yeah, he showed loyalty to the commander, but he didn't show loyalty to the NCO creed, to the DoD directives, and he didn't show loyalty to the Army. It's so unfortunate.
This is tough to call because look at him. He's
like,
you can see him mouth something as he's kneeling down. Like,
yeah,
sir, what the fuck are you doing?
Look at how he has his hand on the barrel of his rifle too. Like, fuck, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
and
his
so
whole body
you can see right
says,
here.
I don't want to do this.
He absolutely does not want to do this. He's actually pissed. You can just read that all his face. But if you look at his weapon, you can tell he's got no magazine in.
Yeah, there we go. No magazine, but an ACOG.
But yeah,
probably broke.
I'll tell you what, Sergeant Ball. If I were that first sergeant, I wouldn't have fucking kneeled. I would have just stood there because I ain't gonna do it. I don't care if it shows disloyalty to the commander or the command team. You're all fucking wrong, and you know it.
Yep. The XO I can almost excuse, but no. I mean, you should know better. They all should know better at this point.
Look at the story.
Oh yeah, if you're an XO, you're at least what a second lieutenant, right?
Right.
Or first, second. Huh, I forget. Anyway,
doesn't matter.
You're definitely, you've definitely had some experience in the military at that point. You should definitely know better. You should know your directives, and you should know that this isn't a good look. Like, if you have to stop and ask yourself, should I do this? Which you can clearly see that going through their heads.
Just look at the way he's grabbing his knee.
Do it.
He knows his career's over. You can just see the way he's grabbing. He's like, oh, fuck this.
Well, and look, he's right next to a political sign, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's making... They're using the Army to make a political statement. There's no fucking way that these guys recover from this.
No,
and it's so sad because it was so unnecessary. These dudes probably, I'm sure that first sergeant was fucking, looking at retirement. This is probably his last go around, getting ready to get that sweet retirement that he deserves and that he earned. And now it's all in jeopardy because he took a knee.
Well, like what if that sign next to him had said like "fuck Trump" or something? You think he would have a double take on that?
Oh no!
Like, what if
I feel so? I'm upset and I'm angry, and I also feel so bad for these guys at this point. Like, because we all know what's going to happen now. We all know after the IG complaints and the investigations finish up, like they're done. That's it. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for playing. You fucked up real bad, so now you got to go home.
Yeah, have fun with your retirement.
Yeah.
If he even gets it.
He'll most likely probably get it, and I'll tell you why. So I have my former boss, my former master sergeant, who was my shop lead. He got into an incident talking about same rank. The guard about coming back, and he had guard. I think he'd be able for about a year because you only have one drill a month.
Right.
So that's like one letter. Like you get like one oops of like, oh, I missed drill. I didn't know. Whatever. I'll just make up the next one. So I forgot what the point I was doing this because I'm about to chug this fucking whiskey. This is so bad.
No, it's because you think he's gonna, or you say he's gonna get his retirement. I think he will too.
So basically, he's probably just going to get a relief for cause. Thank you for your service. Drop down to the S3. No, hit out and like, hey man, just shut up, take your licks, go to retirement meetings, and then see you later.
Yeah. And, well, I honestly I hope so, because like what I'm looking at right now is like bad conduct discharges. Like, I don't think it would happen, especially to somebody so senior.
I would actually have to talk to my contact in JAG to figure out like what would actually happen, because I'm still good friends with her, and just kind of like, oh hey, well I got to be careful about the way I word it, but like, hey, what's your thoughts on this, Captain Flores?
Yeah.
And see what actually happens. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like their careers are done.
Oh, dude, there's no way. There's no recovering from this. Look, like I said, that first sergeant, that poor fucking first sergeant, is kneeling next to a sign that says "I can't breathe." They're using the army at this point. They allowed themselves to be used for political, for a political statement.
For such a weak one too. Like this isn't the military's purview in the first place.
No, not at all.
Just this one lady here to browbeat them into doing that probably casts a lot of doubt on their leadership ability outside of the political angle. Like,
for sure.
What kind of character do these leaders have if it takes one civilian to fucking get them to do this?
Like, they should have had enough self-awareness to say, like, hey, we're here to do a mission. We believe in your cause. We support it, but we're not authorized to do X, Y, and Z.
Personally, it'd be one thing for him to say, I personally support your cause.
And if I was not in uniform, I would take that knee. However, I cannot.
Yeah. How hard is that? It's not, because like, for instance, President Obama, when we were in Afghanistan, my company and I, we were deployed to Afghanistan. President Obama showed up to our location, and I got tapped to be on a security detail, and I turned it down because personally, I didn't like the guy, and I wouldn't lay my life down for him. So find somebody else who will. You know what I mean? It's not hard to say no. It's not hard to say no.
No, yeah. Like if it was me, I'd say, no, ma'am, I can't do that. I apologize. I'm in uniform. I'm not allowed to make statements of political nature because I don't speak for the army.
Yeah. Sure shit.
Asks, do you think Trump will make sure that guy's career is done? I would be interested in hearing if he takes notice of this incident. Actually,
so this is actually not even up to the president. Again, you guys have to completely understand the difference between like the National Guard and then the active duty and reserves.
Yeah.
So the National Guard is state funded, and that's very, very important to distinguish that, because that means we get all of our money and funding from the state.
Right.
The reserves and active duty, that's federally funded, so they get all their money from DC, DOD, blah 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 blah. So this probably won't even reach, like, this might reach Trump, but this will definitely be handled at the state governor level, and that's it.
Yeah, unless of course they're federalized, in which case then it would.
Right, and I don't believe anyone right now is under Title 10 orders, so.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to make sure that people understood that, like, and that's one thing about the National Guard that's so difficult for you guys is like, you fall under the state, so you go help with fires, riot control, and other such things. But then you can be federalized, like you said, put under Title 10 orders, and then you fall under the federal government guidelines. So you got a tightrope you got to walk. And
right. Okay, so just one quick note, backtrack. It is state money. They're on state orders, so this is not even going to go to Trump.
Yeah, I'm sure the Secretary of Defense might be all pissed off and might say something, but
this definitely get looked at by the Guard Bureau.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Guard Bureau is definitely going to see this.
Yeah. Especially since it hit major news outlets.
Blase Matan Art says the lady called his commander-in-chief a racist and tells him to take a knee. Yeah, POTUS isn't the commander-in-chief for the National Guard.
Correct.
Yes. Okay, good. State militia, official state.
Right. Unless you get put on Title 10 orders, then it's go time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to say that there are actually a few state militias that aren't National Guard at all. Like they're their own entity. I think Texas has one, an official state militia, and Washington State, I believe, has one as well. So just talking about militia, which I thought was interesting.
That's something else, man. Let me finish off this video.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, get up.
Yep. Yeah.
For the love of God, get the fuck up.
Everybody, let's all do it together.
Oh God, that senior NC, I was like, you dumb motherfucker.
At least the XO had enough peace of mind. Like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck up. Oh no, he got up to C. Yeah, they got order too.
Okay, I guess this is another video.
Yeah, that's Minnesota. I can't speak on these guys.
Yeah. That's. Oh man,
that's so bad. That is so bad. And I'm looking at the brigade page.
What I would say they should have done is done the Slav squat. You know, you just like as if you're going to lay out a sand table, something like that. You know, or like Zombie said earlier. You know, no, we can't do that. I will not take a knee for you.
Yeah. I may personally believe in what you're saying and what you're doing, but I'm in uniform and I will not disgrace my uniform. Well, maybe I probably wouldn't say disgrace, but you know, I'm in uniform. I can't do it. Sorry.
Right. It's
so bad. DC screwy. I wanted to know how many organizations of the powder rest within DC and which ones have that power.
At least 20 different organizations. Yeah, that's interesting. If you want to kneel, take the uniform off first. Yeah. Like, do you think they were scared into doing it? Was there some kind of threat of violence there?
Well, definitely looks like a captain wasn't in his right frame of mind. He did seem a bit overwhelmed, and I think that was also due to him putting himself in the middle of the crowd, which was unacceptable. I wouldn't have done it.
We've known these crowds to get violent at this point.
Oh,
yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So from a tactical angle, it's a mistake on that note.
Right, because once the leadership goes, like, okay, well, who's next in line? And I didn't recognize NCOs standing behind him. But still, you don't let yourself get surrounded like this, because you're in a crowd like that. Yeah, the pressure. He could have just caved to pressure, but I fucking hope not. Imagine being intimidated by those civilians. I would be intimidated. You're out there and you're not allowed to lock and load. So no way to defend yourself. And you have all these people yelling at you. I would be a little intimidated, but still definitely would not have put myself in that position in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's like inside the jail, right? Whenever an inmate approaches you, you stand up from behind your guard desk. You stand up because you never know what's going to happen. You take a assess of the situation, make sure nobody's trying to flank you. And, I definitely would not put myself in the middle of a group of people, especially knowing that these riots have been turning violent. No fucking way would I put myself or any of my soldiers at that risk.
No.
It's just not worth it.
No, and then what makes it worse is the XO giving the order, which...
Yeah, I can't imagine being intimidated by the civilians like that. This is not the new Halo 2 game. Poor training, poor morale.
Poor leadership.
Poor leadership. Definitely this is a failure of leadership. This is a failure of the leadership to show loyalty.
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Now they put their entire company in a compromising position. And that's a black mark on not just them, but the entire brigade. Because it's not like, oh, hey, these Charlie Troop guys, they're the ones that jacked up. They're like, hey 79th, what's the deal? Hey, Colonel Mustard, what's the deal with your captains making political statements? Is this how you run your show?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I feel so bad for that BC right now. Like, oh man. And the battalion command sergeant major and fucking, oh my god, I can only imagine the ass chewing that those two got, and that those two are about to give to that captain and that first sergeant.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's definitely gonna be a good one.
To be a fly on that wall.
You know what? I gotta talk to my buddy in Jag and see what's going on, but I'll definitely report back if I hear anything.
Oh my god, like, bro.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to be out there with them. That's what makes this even worse. Like, I'm supposed to be out there with these guys doing this. It's like, man, I could have been. Thank God I'm not, because I could have been. This could have been me on video.
How many briefings do you think you're going to get on this?
At least 6. 5 of those are going to be by the commander, and then 1 NCODP.
Oh yeah, your next 3 sergeant time training is going to be based off of this incident.
Right. Man, I want to see what his NCOR is going to look like.
4 and like 3 no's.
Oh, is that definitely lost that Army values? If you fail Army values, I mean, everybody gets Army values. So if you fail that, you're definitely getting canned.
Oh yeah.
Oh, poor fucking bastard.
It's just so fucking. It's so sad. It's like it's so avoidable. What makes me pissed off is it's so avoidable. It was something that's so basic in as to have military bearing. It's just.
So would you guys have kneeled in that situation?
No,
absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Not only is it a political statement, but it puts you tactically at a disadvantage. No fucking way in hell. And I wouldn't allow my soldiers to do it either. So I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Stand up right now. I don't care. I'll take an ass chewing. I've had ass chewings before.
I mean, I might take a knee if my feet are tired, but in a group like that, definitely not. I'm not there to make. I'm not there to make any statements. I'm there to do my job and go home. That is it.
Well, yeah, that's one thing, Brian. If you're tired, your guys are tired, take a knee, drink some water and shit, and then
go chill in the
rolls
truck
up on you with a video camera real quick. Oh, they're taking a knee. Well, no, that situation's easily explained away. But what happened there?
I think the Marines would have, they would have created their own signs with them. They would have saw that chalk and that blackboard, and they would have just went to town on it.
Right? They've been like, man, all crayons matter.
Yeah, they would have tried to summon Chesty Polar. Oh, and then what do you guys think of the? Oh shit, I'll ask this offline. Actually, never mind.
I'm just really disappointed because this hits harder for me because this is my unit. This is like my sister company. So it's like this doesn't just make them look bad. This makes me look bad because whenever I say yeah, I'm with this unit, I know those guys, and then like I'm actually get stigmatized as like, oh, so you're a coward too.
Oh, bro, don't think I don't commiserate with you. The reason that my unit had to spend a year in Afghanistan instead of 6 months was because our sister company decided to give keys to a detainee, and they fucking ran all over the TIF with it. Like it was a huge thing.
What?
Oh yeah. I'll tell you the details off air. Just know that our sister company gave keys to the facility, or allowed keys to the facility to get into the hands of a detainee, and he tried to escape with a whole bunch of people. It was a whole thing.
Oh, that's wow. TTPs, man. TTPs.
So, yeah.
I want to go.
Well, imagine being that company coming in after them and being their sister company, being like, oh fuck.
I want to go a little off topic here and get you guys' take on another egregious uniform violation. Do you guys remember this story?
I remember that story.
Thing? I think it's consistent culture rot from the officer corps that caused incidents like this.
I wholly agree.
Guys, can I get a timeout for a second?
Sure.
What the fuck am I looking at?
So this was it was a walk a mile in their shoes event being held at a college. These were ROTC cadets, and they were, again, like, most military units do, like, oh, hey, we're going to participate in this mandatory fun thing. Well, it was mandatory that the male soldiers or male cadets walk in heels, and they had to be red heels. For me, that's a little embarrassing, and that goes against a lot of personal, what's the word I'm looking for? Personal, whatever. I just wouldn't have done it. I'm
not
a man.
only
I don't
is
wear
it
heels.
a violation of my personal ethics, it's a violation of AR 670-1.
Right.
And
I'm not sure. I'm not wholly sure if ROTC has to adhere to 670-1. If they do, please correct me. I don't know what their regulation is.
It's wrong. It's a bad look. You're wearing a service uniform and you're wearing high heels.
Right. And again, here you're making a political statement.
Yeah. It's a violation of the DoD directive. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Right. Why was that ROTC commander like, oh, I wonder if he's like, fuck it, I'm getting retirement anyway, plus all this pay on top of it. Fuck it.
Well, most ROTC commanders are retired anyway.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to let it be known, full disclosure, I hate ROTC cadets with a passion.
Oh, 100%.
I'll never forget the first time I met an ROTC cadet back at Fort Bragg. We were in the motor pool, and she had the audacity to walk to my platoon sergeant, look him dead in the eye, and is like, I bet you I know more cadences than you. And he just gave her like the who the fuck are you sort of look. I'll never forget that. But I've always hated cadets since then.
Oh, well, we had West Point guys come to our unit.
They're fucking West Pointers either.
Yeah, in Gitmo. And I walked by one. He's like, what, I don't get a salute? I said, well, when you become a big boy, you can get one. Other than that, you can suck my fucking dick. And I walked off. I'm like, yep, that's Sergeant Davidson. You should probably not talk to him.
So I'm a level 2 combats instructor, so you can guess all the fun I had at company level.
I
was given a class, and we had this cadet show up, and of course, cadets gotta participate. But she entered my mat, and the rule is if you're on the mat, you're training, regardless. I don't care who you are. So she enters the mat, and while I'm teaching class, she starts having this full-blown conversation with somebody. So it's time to roll. I'm like, all right, so first up is cadet, and then everybody else. So it didn't matter if she won or lost. She was there on the mat, rolling with the entire company. And then she walked off crying because she got beat like 4 times. That was the best counseling statement I ever gotten. That'll teach her to come on my fucking mat, though.
Well, I told you I'm non-lethal weapons, right? And
yes.
We have to do the OC cert when you get on station there in Gitmo. And we had the fucking West Point guys there, and I'm talking it up. I'm telling them, giving the brief and shit, and like, hey, the possibility of the water needle effect, you could go blind. This is all the shit that could go real wrong, right? And then I was like, my buddy was doing the spraying, so I'm getting in line, and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm gonna be the first guy. He sprays me, and I fucking fall to the ground screaming, right? Immediately, bam. OC pepper spray doesn't affect me, by the way, like at all. But I fall to the ground screaming, and one of the cadets freaks out and runs away, like literally runs away. And I get up and I'm like, where the fuck is he going? And he's screaming, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I changed my mind. I'm not doing it.
You don't have a choice, boy.
Yeah, you don't have a choice, homie. You're next.
There's also that angle about personal courage. When somebody does something wrong or gives a bad order, you don't get an excuse. You're supposed to say, no, I'm going to stand up and do the right thing here, call you out on it, no matter what rank you are.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
Respectfully.
Especially, and then even worse, you have that E7 there. I mean, it's an act of Congress that gets his rank taken away.
Right.
I'm not sure if the chat knows that, but it's an act of Congress to get his rank taken away. So he's completely safe with telling that commander, sir, you need to get the fuck up. So I don't see why, with as much authority as he has, he didn't just yoke his commander up like right then and there. It's just.
Oh, I would have. I absolutely would have. I have told sitting congressmen to get the fuck off my rec yard because you're holding up my schedule of calls and putting my soldiers at risk. Why the shit when you pick up that commander and say, "Get up, sir. This is a bad decision."
Right. Like, I was on an Angel flight one time. I'm going to try and make this story short as possible, but we were leaving Fallujah, and we're at Al Assad Air Base, and the only flight out at the time was the Angel flight, and you're not supposed to be on any Angel flights. Those are if anyone in the chat doesn't know, Angel flights are when they fly out those that have been killed in action, and they're flying them back stateside.
Yeah.
So those guys were doing us, my company, a huge favor by letting us on board. So the rule was, don't put your feet on the casket, completely fair, and no pictures. Our first sergeant happened to stand at the tailgate of this particular C-130 and take a picture of the flight line as, the tailgate was going up. And the airman, the A1C there, took his camera, checked it out the flight line, and told him, you can either sit down or you can go out there and get your camera. And that caused a big stink. And we almost all got kicked off the flight. But the moral of the story is you don't confuse rank with authority. And everyone has general military authority to make on-the-spot corrections. And that E7 was full within his rights to make an on-the-spot correction of that commander and failed to do so.
Yeah.
And that's infuriating.
Well, it shows a disloyalty to not only his service in the military and the NCO creed. Like,
what's that last line? I will not forget, nor will I let my comrades forget. We are professionals.
Not commissioned officers, leaders.
What's that last line? I will not forget, nor will I let my comrades forget. We are professionals.
That's right.
Not commissioned officers.
Hello?
Yo.
Hello?
Sorry, I had to step out. Cat got out.
Oh.
But one concept I'd like to touch on is GMA, General Military Authority. You could be a private, and if you catch a sergeant major doing the wrong thing, you have the authority to correct them.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I mean, that might not go right for you as a private, but definitely 100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I expect to get your ass chewed 100%, but if you're right, you're right. You can't walk up to somebody who outranks you and be like, "Hey, listen here, fuckwit."
Right. I mean, as a specialist, I've told sergeant majors like, "Hey, your name tape's wrong. Quick correction, yeah. Be polite, respectful." Everyone's free to do that, or to whether it's a sergeant major or colonel commander, or whatever. And even just behavioral wise, like, hey, I believe that's unprofessional. But man.
Oh yeah. Well, I've definitely done that before, and I would stop sergeant major. Hey, sergeant major, your name tape's on the wrong side. Hold up, private. How the fuck do you know that? Well, AR 670-1, paragraph blah blah blah. Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure you know.
Everyone else in the fucking world who has a pair of eyes and isn't dyslexic knows you're wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
General,
you don't say it like that.
Authority, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't correct a general officer because AR 670-1 doesn't apply to them. But regardless, let's get off topic. It's general military courtesy, general military bearing.
Yep. These are beautiful things that, we need to honor and represent. That's why we're doing this show. This stuff's important to us years after we've been out.
Oh, yeah.
And let me get a motherfucking chew in here. Thank you, Timotei. But yeah, it's fucking frustrating. It's ridiculous. expect a lot of briefings on this shit. There's people in the regular army that are going to hear about this.
I'm never going to hear the end of this. I am never going to hear the end of this.
Oh no, this is just another thing, a long line of things to make fun of the National Guard over.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys aren't doing yourselves any favors here. Like, but to be fair, you don't really hear about the active duty doing dumb shit a lot because they keep it in house.
Well, they also don't do it with cameras around. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Wait, didn't your boys take those pictures with those detainees? I'm just saying. Those are 31 Bravos. Those 31 Bravos. That's your MOS.
I'm an Echo, baby. I'm corrections. Those were 31 Bravos, and those were Weekend Warrior 31 Bravos.
Ah, son of a bitch.
And they single-handedly saved my MOS, by the way. We were scheduled to be handed over to civilians, and we were all scheduled to be reclassed to Bravos. And if it wasn't for Frederick Greiner in England, those fucking glorious assholes, taking those pictures and doing that dumb shit, they saved me. They saved me from a fate worse than death, because nobody wants to be a fucking Bravo.
Well, at least you weren't a mortard.
Oh, that's true.
Mortard.
At least you're not this captain.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look at the smile on this dude's face, man.
Oh, it's the most cringiest smile.
Like, oh fuck.
You just fucking fool, sir. Like, why are you doing this?
Do you think they're in the same barracks and the sergeant first class is up on the top bunk tonight going, fuck, sir, do you think we fucked up?
No, they're definitely they're probably over at Los Al and getting their asses chewed.
Hikaru asks, as a non-military guy, what's a Bravo?
Oh, a 31 Bravo. That's standard military police. Those are the guys that pull you over, issue tickets, effect arrests and stuff. I was a 31 Echo. That's the fancy way of saying it is internment resettlement specialist.
Uh-huh.
That means I was a prison and detentions guard.
Well, and you get in the Army, at least you get two numbers in a letter. So 31 series would be military police. Bravo designation would be a certain job within the military. Echo designation would be another job within the same, military police outfit.
Yeah, Delta, X-ray now, and
right.
so on and so forth.
Do they have regs about carrying cell phones for military these days? I haven't been in the military for 4 years, and it was pretty bad when I was getting out. Actually.
It was supposed to be you're not supposed to walk and talk with cell phones. It's supposed to be in your pocket, not your cargo pocket, because you're not supposed to use those pockets.
Yep.
Nothing
so funny,
in your right
you're a 31 Echo. When I joined, I was a 31 Lima, and then once they redid all the MOSs to get it more in line with the officer corps, I went from 31 Lima to 25 Lima, and now I'm a 25 Bravo.
Yeah, well, like I said, when I first joined, I was going National Guard, and I was initially going to be a 31 Charlie, radio operator maintainer. I don't even think they have that MOS anymore.
Oh, they still have the Charlies.
Oh, okay, nice. But it didn't get me out quick enough, and I decided just to do the active duty thing. So I was like, what's going to get me the fuck out of here and allow me to sit on my ass and do a whole bunch of nothing? And they said, you want to be a 31 Echo. I said, I don't even know what the fuck that is, but get me the fuck out.
Let's go.
Now, are you airborne?
What's that?
Are you airborne?
No, fuck no. No Echoes.
Yeah, shut up, Lick.
Do push-ups. Beat your face.
No, dude. It was funny when I first got to my unit. I was like, I want to do airborne school. I want to do this. I want to do that. When I was re-enlisting, they're like, calm down. You're a 31 Echo. We can give you CLS or bus driver's course. Which one do you want?
Bus driver, motherfucker.
Actually, I went CLS. Well, we used to do the sticks. So when we were training up for Afghanistan, they stopped doing that on the CLS course. So I made all my soldiers learn how to do sticks on me. So I was like, you're gonna have to learn how to do this in case our medic goes down. And I'm not gonna be the asshole who's shot who needs a fucking lactated ringer's bag and you don't know how to do it. So
they stopped giving us they stopped filling the your CLS bag with lactated ringers and all that stuff because people were using them in the barracks for getting drunk.
Yep. Well, I've woke up a couple times in Gitmo from being blackout with a with a bag attached to me. Like, what the fuck happened? They're like, well, you gave yourself a bag last night when you went to sleep. I'm like, oh, I'm smart.
Sweet. Did you guys wear berets?
Yeah, I wore a maroon beret for most of my career.
Yeah, look at me, I'm special.
I am.
Yeah, a black beret, and when that shit happened, that was so fucking gay. The berets were like the worst fucking decision ever. That's some officer trying to justify his OER there. Oh, we're going to take the black beret away from special forces and give it to everybody because everybody's special.
That was General Shinseki, if memory serves, and his intent was trying to make the army feel like one giant elite force. So he took the black beret from the Rangers, who now wear that tan beret that makes all of them look like they're wearing a giant condom on their heads.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually hated the black beret because one, it was wool and it was hot, but two, it just made everybody it just gave everybody something that they didn't earn. I felt, I went from basic
100%.
to AIT, and I suffered through airborne school, and I got my badge, I got my wings, I did my jumps. I earned that maroon beret. No, some punk kid coming out of basic, you didn't earn that. You didn't earn a silly ass black beret. Get the fuck out of here.
No. Well, I was on PCS leave when we switched over from the beret to soft caps, and I get back to Guantanamo Bay from the USDB, and they're like, we're wearing soft caps now. I was like, no fucking way. Like I had no idea it was coming down or it was happening, dude. I was so fucking excited.
Soft caps are like the best thing that ever happened.
Oh my god.
If only I could have convinced my unit to let me wear boonie caps. All right, so short side story. I used to work across the street from First of the First in Okinawa. And their area is actually a no hats, no salute zone, but we had satellites just outside their parking lot, and we switched first sergeant commanders, and I convinced them for like 2 years, like, yeah, this is a no hat, no salute zone, right? Like, really? I'm like, yeah, look at the sign over there at the end of the first parking lot. Oh, no shit. Like, yeah, no shit. So I used to walk around for 2 years with no headgear whatsoever, and I used to get like caught up by like the sergeant major, like, it's a no hat, no salute zone. And he got mad and like, first sergeant, you see Sergeant Ball here walking around with no headgear? It's a no hat, no salute zone, Sergeant Major. I don't like that. Like, yeah, it's the rules, man. I don't make them. I just follow orders.
I'm like waking up at 6 a.m., motherfucker.
Right. Sorry, I just.
I don't think any unit allows their people to wear the boonie cap unless you're like special forces. I swear to God.
Or if you're downrange. Very.
My unit didn't fucking do that. Like you even so much as look at your boonie cap. What the fuck are you doing?
We had one guy that could do it because he had like brain surgery or something, and he had like a medical profile for it, or like he had alopecia or something. Dr. Anak's talking shit from the chat. Our resident Marine. Airborne school was fun as shit for jarheads, but we were pretty salty, not boots. All right. Well, I think we'll just have to bring you on, Dr. Anak, at some point. Hear from the Marine side of things.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Being stationed with the Marines in Gitmo, those guys are fun as fuck to party with.
Amen to that.
Cap? What is a boonie cap? A boonie cap is like
So it's like I guess, what's the civilian term? Sun hat? Yeah, it's a hat. It's a wide brim hat.
It's like a sun hat.
It's like a fishing cap.
Like a fishing cap.
Yeah, next he's going to ask, what's a whoopee?
Don't even get me started, Brian. God damn it.
Hey, look, I'm working on it. Okay, I can only do and work so much magic in a certain amount of time. I'm working on
Oh my God. That meme
Working
you
on it.
shared was actually me at CIF. They're like, we need this. I'm like, you can't fucking have it. I'll pay for it. No,
I
you're
told
going
him
to
I
give it
lost
up or
mine.
you're not. Yeah. Well, they're like, you're giving it up or you're not getting out. I'm like, well, I guess then I'm not getting out. And then I literally took it and left. And then my commander said I had to give it up. So I was like, fuck. All right. Like I was fighting tooth and nail to keep mine. I didn't want to do a flipple because I didn't know if that would hold me up from getting out and shit. So
I mean, all I'm saying is if you're like, hey, I'm running to the shopette real quick, and then just take a taxi to the airport and leave, they can't stop you.
oh yeah, not at all.
Not at all. Like, let's see. I forged my leave form in Japan just to get out of the unit early, just like a day early, and left 2 days early. And they sent this scathing letter to my receiving unit, like, he didn't properly sign out our leave. You need to send him back to get Article 15. My first sergeant there was like, you guys get eat a bag of dicks. It's a great time.
I showed up at my unit once wearing corporal rank. And,
my condolences.
Scumbag.
Oh, I don't give a shit. Fuck you. What are you gonna do? I'm out now. But
Stolen
no,
valor.
I was given corporal. I was promoted to corporal, but it's a lateral promotion, so you're supposed to take it off when you leave your unit.
Yep.
And I didn't. And my arriving unit's like, you're a corporal? Yeah. They're like, was it a lateral? I said, sure was. And they're like, fuck it, we need NCOs. So they let me keep it for 6 months.
Roster.
Yep. Yes, bitch. I was like, oh, no way they're gonna let me keep it? Sweet. And they're like, you're on CQ, corporal. Oh, fuck. For 6 months, dude. Me and my buddy who was a NCO, fucking just swapped off 12-hour shifts doing CQ for 6 months. And then when they didn't need NCOs anymore, they're like, all right, corporal, you're a specialist again. Like, oh, fuck. Worst rank in the U.S. Army is corporal.
Sure is. They really need to get rid of specialist and bring back corporal as the true backbone of the NCO Corps, in my opinion. But that's actually like one of the things I believe like the Marine Corps does right, where once you hit E4, you're a junior NCO and you're given a leadership billet and you're allowed to be a leader and not just some dumb punk, senior E3, if you will.
Oh, yeah, dude. Well, E4 is the best rank in the United States Army.
Oh, of course. You sham out of anything. But I do believe that it does us, as a service, it does us a huge disservice not utilizing our junior leaders as nothing more than, oh, okay, you're E4, you don't have no authority, but here's a squad you're accountable for. Like,
right there,
yeah, sure. Yeah, right there, counselings. But
no shit.
Can't recommend Article 15s or nothing. I had a female soldier, Smitty, in Germany, where she actually missed movement. And I told my platoon sergeant, we need to give her Article 15 because if she misses movement during a brigade or field exercise, that's going to be a big thing. And in Germany, you're going to like Landstuhl or Darmstadt, to do your field problems and shit. So it's not like, oh, I can just walk down to the barracks and I can walk it. I can maybe finagle my way back to the unit if they don't pick me up. No, like you're talking like miles, miles and miles. This chick just vanished for 2 weeks. Turns out, like, they went back on a shower run and she slept in, missed the bus back, and just said, "Fucking, I'm staying there." So when I was in PLDC, they ended up having to give her a full field grade for missing movement.
Oh, yeah.
They just stood there telling my platoon sergeant, if you just let me give her the field grade back before I got pinned, wouldn't have happened. Yeah, I know, Paul. I know. But nobody ever listens to me.
Oh, right. What the fuck do I know? Well, it's funny. I've helped affect a national level policy on corrections and detention operations for the United States military and for the United States as a whole. But I talk about Jeffrey Epstein. What the fuck do I know?
Oh, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all. P.S. Epstein didn't kill himself.
No,
So-
but you know who's going to? This first sergeant right here.
Oh my god. Dude, somebody needs to give him an ace card. I don't even know if they do that anymore. But,
Ace card.
Yeah, they still do. Like, I'm messaging all my buddies at brigade, like, guys, what the hell? I'm just getting back.
Somebody needs a
messages.
fucking welfare check on that command team. Like, time now.
For sure. Did you get my DM from when
I
I got my NCO?
I probably did. I can't check it right now because if I do, I'll drop out.
Oh, no worries. It's it's pretty gnarly though.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
So, Sergeant Davidson, when we originally talked about doing the show this week, we were going to talk about loyalty. Do you want to touch a little bit on that before we go?
Yeah. Freaking the Was campaign is, they cry about loyalty above all this, that, and the other thing, but they're definitely not showing loyalty to one another right now, are they?
No, they're not. They're kind of self-immolating and just kind of like that first sergeant,
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful train wreck that I love to watch happen in slow motion.
Yeah. That was probably like one of my best predictions ever. Like, not to pat myself on the back, but I predicted that whole thing was going to go the way it did. And I made a moment on Twitter, like, just save this for when this happens. And yeah, it was definitely gonna go the way that it did. I don't think a group that is about the things that they're about know anything about loyalty. There's something about, guys like us who we probably, while we were in, laughed and scoffed at the Army values, but once we got out, we still begrudgingly live by them.
Yeah,
and we understand what they mean now. But guys like us, we're the ones that are loyal, And loyalty isn't just saying like, or just co-signing off on whatever your buddy does. Loyalty is what this first sergeant failed to do, is when your buddy makes a mistake or goes and does something wrong, is having the courage to say, hey, buddy, you fucked up and you need to make a course correction. And none of them do that. So.
Oh yeah, no,
they
not
were
at all.
LARPing. And that's why I think it's appropriate. We talk about Was campaign on this show quite a few times already, because they assume this military mindset and bravery that just turned out to be completely false, because these are people that are not military minded. We're not organized by military minds, and they fell apart like they dissipated like a fart in the wind when it came down to the actual friction they encountered.
Mm-hmm. Because they were always looking for an enemy to fight when there really was none.
Oh, at all.
So if you're constantly looking for an enemy to fight, eventually you're just going to turn in on yourself. Like, honestly, how should I word this? Like, if CG just focused on making comics and less about what so-and-so was doing and all the other extra drama shit, it would have been fine. Just put out books. That's it. That's all you had to do. You win. That's it. But, we gotta make fun of Doug T. We gotta make fun of Mike Miller, which I don't really like Mike Miller, but that's a discussion for a different day. But all you had to do was just make your stuff and sit back and laugh. But here we are with dildo memes and worrying about what people do in their off time. And it's nonsense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's absolutely nonsense, man. And, to me, it's like as soon as this war stuff started happening, you turned every interaction you have with somebody into a conflict if you're going around calling yourself a war campaign.
Yep.
Like, what did you think would happen? That you guys would save comics? And what did Ethan Van Sciver, Mr. Dog Tag Tattoo himself, what did he do to earn your loyalty? He drew good pictures? That's not something you give somebody loyalty for.
Well, no, he put out a book. We
What's that?
got like another 2 years for the next one. I mean, look, let's hand it to Ethan. At least he didn't take all that money and start a company.
Oh, oh my God, the fucking those other people.
Victor would have been in the Universal Soldier program. I bet you would have, Victor. You're a special guy. You're a high speed, low drag, as we used to say. But yeah, I don't know. I would never pledge my allegiance to anybody, much less a fat guy in New Jersey.
No. I wouldn't pledge allegiance or loyalty to a group that had no standards.
Right. And when somebody asked for standards, they laughed at the idea.
Yep.
Victor's in a tub of ice right now. Yeah. Well, I hope
just
you're
waiting to get that out.
Yeah, don't stand there too long, Victor. Theft wisers.
Yeah, that's a stream for a different time.
Mm-hmm.
that whole debacle.
But then I also like predicted that too.
What's that?
Because that was going to happen. Because I'm not sure if you guys know, but I was heavily involved in Gamergate back in the day, so I have a lot of experience dealing with online movements. And there's just certain milestones you start to see where you can just kind of see where things are about to go and get derailed. So I'm just going to put it this way: if you're starting a consumer movement, right, to fix comics and make comics better, what you do not do, because this is stupid, is you don't invite people in that were in the industry and let it go the way that it did while they were in, right? So let's just say I started a consumer movement, a very loose consumer movement to change music, right? I would not invite Will Smith. I would not invite Dr. Dre. I would be like, nope, this is purely consumer driven, and that's what it's going to be. You don't make those kinds of people your figureheads. You keep them out because obviously while they were in, they didn't have enough intestinal fortitude to fix it while they were there.
Oh, obviously. And it just turns into a cult of personality.
Yep.
As we've seen. So it's a thing that doesn't need to be a thing.
Exactly. And then again, when you start talking about, oh, people need to be loyal, you need to pledge allegiance. It's like, pledge allegiance to what and to who?
Yeah.
What's my flag look like? What's my
what's my beret look like? Do I get a cool beret? Do I get a badge?
Yeah, if I have to wear a beret, I'm fucking out.
Right? Who's the first sergeant?
Yeah, what's the CG creed, you know?
Right? Like even again, like we laugh. I'm probably sure you guys laughed at, having to say the soldier's creed every morning during formation or having to repeat the NCO creed during the board. But looking back, those things, God, they kind of instilled a sort of just backbone value system into you.
Yeah.
And joining a group
100%.
that doesn't have something like that, it just eventually means it's going to be taken over by personality. So.
Right. Which
like with me, I looked around and was like, what am I doing? This is retarded. I'm done. And
right. And I'm not going to lie, like, you're not like the only person who DM'd me from that time about stuff. And I was like angry, but I was like, you know what? Let me just take a step back. And maybe this isn't all that it was. And it wasn't.
No, not at all. And, like, it's funny
because I get it. Because it's really hard to tell sometimes where like real life ends and internet.com begins because it's Twitter.
Oh yeah, and especially with guys like me who are looking for that camaraderie and that brotherhood again, and and finding some semblance of that in this movement, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm doing shit that's dumb. I'm fucking done. Bye. Like,
yeah, and all for what?
When you're in it, it's hard to see the forest for the trees, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, like I said, I was heavily involved in Gamergate at the time, so I definitely understand. You guys will probably find my old handle if you look hard enough.
But unlike some douchebags, I have the intestinal fortitude to admit when I'm wrong and make my apologies. Sincerely make my apologies, I should say.
I was the Dolph Lundgren to Victor's Kurt Russell. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I just want a decent comic book, less SJWs. I can drink to that. Actually, I will drink to that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the drama's totally pointless. And I actually hit a point, I want to say last year, where I was like, you know what? I'm not accomplishing anything by fighting these people, by talking about them day to day. All I got to do is put out my book, and I win. That's it. Because no one's gonna stop me from putting out my book.
And for our audience, what is your book?
I write the Walking Dead parody, Rags.
Nice. If anyone has a wrench in the chat, please get a link out there for you guys. Check out Rags.
Oh yeah, sure.
On Patreon.
On Patreon, if you're a veteran and you can show a DD-214, make sure PII is redacted. We will send you what we call our veteran package, and that's for any veteran. You know, if you want to check out the book, it comes out of my pocket, so you don't have to worry about paying me anything. But you know, if you're a veteran, you want to check out our work, you can hit me up on Twitter, or you can email me at ragszombie@gmail.com. Say, hey, I'm a vet. I'd like to check out your stuff. Here's my DD-214, or just a proof of service. It doesn't have to be that. Just make sure it's like a picture of you in uniform is all I care, and I will send you stuff. Sergeant Davison's gotten at least 2 packages from us.
Oh yeah, sure shit.
You got doubles, like, so we don't care. Like, if you want doubles, like, yeah, sure, yeah, just keep showing the DD-214. We'll keep sending you stuff. Like, we don't care.
And to be fair, though, I am a member of their Patreon at the $35 tier, so I support where I can, especially what Brian's doing, because I'm a big believer in independent comics, and Brian and the whole Rags team, in my opinion, just to take it off of the sergeant's time for a moment, they're doing it right. Them George Acidophilus Milk, however you say his last name, George, he's doing it right too. He self-publishes. He creates his, literally from start to finish, does all his own work and creates his own books. So it's just, I really am a big believer in that kind of independent can-do spirit.
Yep. All I want to do is make a good book that, you know, has good art, maybe a halfway decent story, boobs, and lots of military jokes. Oh, there's like 2 books worth of just the green weenie, a literal green weenie. It's a best joke and nobody gets it.
No, I know.
Yeah, just where
I'm on the edge of forever.
Glory.
Oh yeah, I'm the edge of glory. That's right.
Right. Wait, somebody called me a comic skater? I am not a comic skater by any means or stretch. I'm just a drunk dude that makes a thing.
Makes a good thing. I will say I'm a huge fan of Rags. Love it. Love the story. The art's fantastic. The color works fucking phenomenal.
So good. Weird thing about, not weird, but our colorist is actually my buddy from the Marine Corps, Raven. So it's now, I want to say 75% worked on by veterans. So 75% a veteran book.
Oh, I wanted to say, Raven, if you're listening, I'm coming for you. I will learn your ways, and I'm going to outcolor you one day.
Hey man, like that's the reason why I post all the stuff I do in the channel. Is like all the letter and line. Oh, the letter and line work. Oh, I really did drink all that. All the sketches and line work. You know, take the time, practice, color, and
I love it, dude. I love her color work. Her shadow work. I like the way she colors. I really do. She's fantastic.
Yeah. War Campaign talks about working with Brian Ball. That's never going to happen. That's absolutely never going to happen. Yeah. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, that's Preston Poulter, Pocket Jacks.
Yep. I mean, I only okay. So short story, and I have the DMs to prove it. Ethan has asked me to join Comicsgate like at one point way back in the day. I'm just like, no, I can't. I can only work with people I trust, and he just didn't get that concept. And I don't trust anybody from War Campaign really, so there's no way in hell I'll work with them unless they prove that they have, you know, some sort of semblance of integrity.
Yeah, and you know, as military guys, we can kind of sniff that out from a distance.
Oh yeah. Like fucking your boy Zach. He's hit me up for some stuff, and we've been trying to like find a break in our schedules to actually work on something together.
That's cool.
I mean, he hasn't done me wrong at all. So
No,
it is what it is.
Tim either.
Oh, Tim has a dumber. Man, I owe a lot. I actually owe like 98% of my success to Tim.
Tim Lim?
Yep. Tim
Well,
Musashi.
Tim's the man. Well, you know what's funny about Tim is I bought a Black Ops 1 because I don't know if you know this, but Mecca and I are going to be in Black Ops 3 as some background guys. And so I wanted to get the number 1 and I wanted to buy the number 2, but I couldn't because it was sold out. So, you know, I told Tim as soon as it comes back up, please put it out so I could buy it. And he just sent it to me, like straight up. Like he's a really, really good dude.
Tim's a really good dude. For his Common America campaign, you know, we did that piece. I don't know if anyone here backed it, but we did like a quick piece for him where it's like Common America, Versima from Punchline. You know, they're taking the selfie in front of this giant octopus. There's a joke about that later. Because it's a Glocktopus. So stupid, sorry. But you know, I did that for him for free. All of his pillow covers, he did that through my vendor. I paid for that. So, you know, anything we can do for Tim, we'll help him out. Let him know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. And that's one thing I love about like the true independent comic guys is you guys help each other out 100%. Like, you know, if it's not material wise, it's advice or, you know, hey, we did it this way and these were our roadblocks. Maybe, you know, be on the lookout for this, you know.
Right.
Good
Or
shit.
hey, look,
loyalty.
hey, look, I found a way to make standees. Here you go. Like, oh, sweet, dude, thanks. Hey, I found a way to do trading cards. Oh, cool, thanks. Or what's my latest one? Like, oh man, I found out the way to do like waifu pillows and stickers and about experiment with this bag stuff. This custom mailer tape. But we always share like all that information with like each other.
Well, yeah, it shows loyalty. It shows loyalty and the Army values. I mean, it's just, you know, you do it without even thinking about it.
Yeah, it's kind of who we are, you know.
Yeah.
We're not just pretending at this shit. And you know, even if we had disagreed with somebody, we would never take it to fucking Twitter to turn it into sales for a fucking indie comic book.
Like if I had a problem with anybody, you just handle it through DMs. That's it, and then whatever. And it is what it is after that. Because again, it's just comic books. You're not saving lives. You're not
doing anything important.
Nope. You're just putting out a book for other people to enjoy, and that's it. You can't trust Ethan, especially after what he canceled that group that was just starting out War Campaign. Remember them? What a shame.
Victor's a funny dude, man.
I will say this about Ethan, and this is kind of like my last. It'll be like my last opinion on the topic. Yeah. If you see a person who starts out with a group of friends, right, and then that group of friends is constantly rotating, and there's always problems and drama, all you have to do is take the lowest common denominator between all that drama to figure out the problem. Just saying, if you've been married 9 times, maybe it's you.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to change the way you conduct business.
You run into an asshole in the morning, you run into an asshole. You run into an asshole in the afternoon, you run into an asshole. You run into the asshole in the evening, it might be you that's the asshole.
Right, Karen?
Yeah.
Dr. Anak. It's not Ethan's fault that Gale turned on him, DC turned on him, Captain Cummings, Duggar, Tim Lim, Edwin, Mike Miller, Doug Tenables, JDA, Boxday, Ropan, Gat, Rob Casey, etc., turned on him. No, it's the kids who are wrong. You guys want to sing some cadence on the way out?
Don't let the green grass fool you. Don't let it change your mind. Now you sing it with me now. Don't let the green grass fool ya. Don't let it change you.
I
Anyway,
like left, right, kill. You know I will.
I like left, 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 right. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, left, right.
Oh god, what's the running one?
Don't
I did.
fall out.
No, it's the one everybody does like during battalion formation. 1,
I did SpongeBob
2,
SquarePants.
3, 4, 1. I don't remember how the rest of that goes though.
I would do SpongeBob SquarePants, the theme song to that for a running cadence.
Oh, I did the Transformers theme as a running cadence once.
Oh,
Really?
that's a good one too.
Oh man, it was tough to do because people are uncoordinated and they didn't know the Transformer movie theme, which honestly disappointed me in my fellow man for the first time in my life. But yes, you could actually do the G.I. Joe movie theme and the Transformers theme as a running cadence. C-130 rolling down the strip is good, but also Chairborne Daddy is good.
Oh yeah.
1430 sitting on the strip. Chairborne Daddy gonna take a little trip. Stand up, lock up, shuffle out the door. Hit the club for lunch and then you're home by 4. If there's something to decide, just lock your door and try to hide. It's not your job to wonder why. It's all right there in your MOY. Cause I'm CHARVORNE. Chairborne.
Is that the warrant officer cadence?
It's the officer cadence. I just grouped them into one group. That was my least popular cadence in battalion formation for some strange reason.
Yeah, I can't understand why.
So when order me a Whopper with some extra cheese. Now my belly hangs to my knees with a weeble wobble, weeble wobble, weeble wobble, wobble.
What is that? The special pop PT cadence?
Yeah. With a weeble wobble, weeble wobble, weeble wobble. It's fun when you got a bunch of dudes trying to sing it and we're all laughing and yelling.
Napalm sticks the kids, burns their liver and it takes their burns their liver and it cooks their ribs. That's what it is.
Napalm sticks
to
the
the
kids.
church.
Where all the people pray.
Took out my Uzi, and then I began to spray.
Screaming left, right, kill.
All right, so there's like different versions of this. I take it.
Oh yeah, everyone's got their flavor. But you guys want a closing statement on this before we go? Everyone wants to get home for their 4-day weekend.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out. And just to piggyback on what the commander said, always wear your reflective belt. If you're married, stay married. If you're single, stay single. If you're married and in a single person's barracks room, stay the fuck out of it.
So just to piggyback off what the first sergeant said, don't beat your spouse, don't beat your wife, don't beat your kids, don't beat your pets, don't beat your goldfish. On the command to fall out, platoon sergeant take charge. Fall out.
Oh, and just to piggyback off of what the XO said, do the do's, don't do the don'ts, and we're gonna get out here with little cadence.
C-130 rolling down the strip. We're on an airborne ranger, take a little trip. Airborne ranger,
we're gonna take a little trip. Stand up.